GlenDronach. 15, 21, 1994, 20-year-old. Now, there's a lot to say about these whiskeys. They're sherried Scotch, single malt Scotches, sherry matured, obviously age statements, so older. These are considered pretty good bottles. The GlenDronach 15, I just picked up a few weeks ago, and I decided to open it, and then I figured this 21 was sitting there also unopened from last year, and I was like, why not? Let's do a three-way shootout here. So I paired those with, or trioed those with one of my favorite bottles of all time, which is this GlenDronach 1994 20-year-old, which I'm actually almost done with. This is a bottle I've been working on for 2 or 3 years now, but yeah, this was actually the first GlenDronach I had, so I had actually, that's not true. I had some samples before that, but I think it's the first bottle I owned. Anyway, so I got A, B, and C. So far I've done the nose, and the order was C, then B, then A, was my order of preference. Although I'm pretty sure A was the 1994, because it had some very burnt sort of notes to it, and it didn't come across very pungently on the nose. The middle one was very bright, sort of like a strawberry, like a ripe strawberry. And then C actually had a depth where it was more like a baked apple pie, strawberry pie, peach pie, maybe some grilled peaches, but some sort of additional layer beyond just the fruit. And that was really, really nice. And I went back and, kept going in for the nose time and time again, because I kept getting slightly different results, which is a really positive part of nosing a whiskey, is going back and getting an evolved aroma over the course of those different nosings. So I really enjoyed that one. So I'm going to go now to the palate. I tried A. It was fantastic. It did have a slight burnt note on the finish, though, which I also got on the nose. So let's go in for B on the palate. Cheers. Okay. Also matches the nose, very bright. There's not a ton of complexity. I mean, I'm pretty sure I know which one this is, even though I've never had that whiskey before until just the second. But yeah, it's very bright. It's sort of one note, actually, to an extent. Very much matches the nose. It's very enjoyable. I think most people would like it. It's very approachable. It has really great flavor, but there's just not a ton that goes on beyond that. All right, moving to C on the palate. And the one thing is, I'm going to add some water. So I added some water to A after I tried that, and I'm going to add some water to B. Let me get a little bit more than that. It must be, oh, I'm on the wrong hole. Don't you hate when that happens? Okay. We got some water going into B. All right, here's C. Cheers. Also beautiful. Also matches the nose. You get the fruits, but you get the baked element also. You really get some, it's bready, it's malty underneath of the fruits. So it really does, I mean, it was a pretty obvious evolution, and we'll see that one with water. See if that makes a difference. but C, B, A. So nose, my favorite was C, then B, then A. On palate, I'm going to go A, then C, then B on the palate. And it wasn't particularly close. Actually, they separated them out pretty easily. A was the best, bar none. B was very one note, very good, but one note. And C was in between, clearly more complex than B, but not as rich as A. Okay, just with water real quick. Let's go back through. I'm going to do C first. Cheers. So with water, I actually think it mutes it down a little bit. And it's actually quite a bit of a different palette. Yeah, the fruits are not nearly as bright, and the malts aren't as malty. So it's a little bit more, it actually sort of condenses the flavor spectrum a little bit. It makes it much more palatable, I would say, but I enjoyed the spikes that came through without the water, personally. All right, let's go to B with the water. Ooh. Took like a funky turn at the end there. I get some Springbank vibes from that, believe it or not. That tasted like the Springbank 15. No, that was really enjoyable. I like this one a lot better with the water because it was a very bright one note on the palate when it was neat, but with just a little bit of water, again, the brightness came down, but in this case, it actually extended the spectrum of flavors. So with C, the water compressed the flavor spectrum, and with B, I think it actually expanded it out. It was all spike, and it came out, and I'm getting more than what I got without the water. So that's really interesting. I'd say these are much more similar now as far as which one I prefer. I might even prefer B flavor-wise just a little bit. Let's go with A, final one. Oh. Best by far. Not even close. Not even close. Got ourselves a winner. I'm going to do the reveal, and I don't think it's what I thought it was going to be. Okay, here's the reveal. Starting with C. So this was the top nose, and I would say the second palate. That's the 15. Okay, that's the 15. So the 15 was the baked, like, peach pie. That's really, really good. The middle one is the 21. Okay, so I wasn't wrong, actually, before. I got those switched, though. The middle was the 21. I thought that was going to be the 15. So the 21 is much more narrow. But if you add some water, it did much, much better, which kind of makes sense because it's much older. And this is a 25 or 26-year-old. age in this bottle because of the whole mothballing situation. So GlenDronach, you get older whiskey in the age statement that you buy up to a certain point. Yeah, it's really, really good. Really, really good. The 21, really good. I think the 15, it beats it in a few areas. It really does. I think it had a little more depth on the nose, for sure. And then I think with water, you know, the 21 caught up. I do think that. But I think straight out of the bottle, I preferred the 15 nose and palate. Yeah, but I wouldn't put water on the 15. It changes the flavor and not for the better. So 15 was really, really good though. Just don't add water. The 21, add water, believe it or not. Even to the nose, it makes a big difference. And this is the winner, the 94, 20-year-old single cask. Arguably not a single cask. 438 bottles, probably a single cask. Okay. Yeah. Well worth it. I do have one more of these. It's a 26-year-old, 1993, I believe. So that'll be up for the challenge. But for now, this remains the king. Nice to have these two on board, though. I'm a GlenDronach fan at this point, I would say. Pretty good stuff. And thanks for watching. Have a good night. Happy Memorial Day.